Well now, what brings you here on this rainy afternoon? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is in whatever part of the world that you're watching this. Welcome back to the channel, Old Southern Pine. Let's see if we can't do this video before we get washed out. Alright, new plan. We gotta find a drier location. Woo! You guys nice and dry under this pavilion? Good. I wouldn't have it any other way. It wouldn't be an Old Southern Pine video if we didn't get rained on. We've been wet before. It didn't hurt that bad. About a year ago, I did an EDC video. What is my everyday carry? EDC, everyday carry. And I still get a lot of questions on it, and I've actually done quite a bit of updating since then. I will leave the link to the original video in the description if you guys want to check that out. One thing that I have carried with me pretty much since I started going into the woods and carrying an actual pack is this little fold-out foam pad. Now this is great for sitting on if you're going to be out on the ground. For me, a lot of times what I use it for is I just keep it folded up so there's some extra cushioning there. And then this is what I kneel down on if there's going to be rocks. So this is just kind of a great little knee or back saver if you're just sitting on the hard ground. Attached off to the side here, I've got my bear spray. Carried this with me. I always keep it clipped to the side there for easy access. You literally just pull this clip off, you press it. I think it shoots up to 15 feet or something like that. Right here up front, attached with some shock cord to keep it in place. Now this is my Uberleben Hex Ferro rod. Now my father-in-law bought this for me for Christmas 3 years ago, and I tried to count it up the other day how many strikes I've got on this, and I was well into the 300 strikes on this before I stopped trying to count. And I'll give you guys a close-up on this, but it is still in just absolutely fantastic condition. You can barely see where it's actually divoted down into it at all. Get that strap back in there. I always put it back and keep it strapped in there, so I never lose it. I never forget where it is. If it's not in my hand, I've gone ahead and put it back in the strap. All right, next up in the main compartment, and I actually already had this out because I actually just got finished doing another video using this, but I've got my titanium SilverAnt cup here. Inside of that, I keep my packable SilverAnt canister stove. Really easy, just folds right up. Fits right down in there like it was made for it. In this front pouch here, I always keep, I say always, this is a brand new item that I just got. This is the Aero Go-Go Giga Inflator Air, and it's the lightest weight inflator on the market. Just to pull that out, you plug that into USB-C, plug that into any power source. You can actually even plug it into your phone. I have plugged it into my phone and inflated an inflatable mattress before. It worked very well. It's got all kinds of different attachments here that you can use to be able to plug it in there and make sure it fits whatever inflator you're trying to use. And comes in this neat little mesh bag. So I just put that in there for easy keepsake. And here I've got a waterproof case that holds my first aid kit. Now this is the first aid kit that I went through and packed with my mama, who was an ER nurse in downtown Atlanta for many years. If you guys have not seen that video, I highly recommend it. I'll leave the link in the description for that below as well. In this little coffer, I keep my Blackbeard fire starters. They fit in there easily, very, very nicely. You guys have seen me use these before. You just sit there and rotate them around, fluff that up a little bit, put a spark to it, it's going to burn for about 5 minutes. These things are amazing. As a backup, I keep my Blackbeard arc lighter in here just to make sure. This is rechargeable. You mash this little button, magic happens. Obviously, when I'm out here, I'm filming. I keep a little Claris K5 battery charger on here. See, right now it's sitting at 100%, and this will actually recharge my phone or my camera all the way from empty to full once. That's all for that pack. And this second case back here, I keep a headlamp. Now this headlamp is from Workus. I believe that's how you say it. This is brand new. I just updated this. It's got a much higher beam than what my other one did, and it's got quite a few different settings on there. So I mean, we can really light up the night with this one. I also keep my Leatherman multi-tool in here, and lovely bride got this for me years and years and years ago. I never liked the case that it came in. It was nylon with a Velcro flap on it that always made a tremendous amount of noise, and it never really held it all that well. My father-in-law 3D printed this case for it. It just slides down in there. You really got to work to get that shake out of there. I mean, it's nice. Got a belt clip on the back of it. I absolutely love this. So I keep this tucked right in here. There's an elastic strap right there that holds that perfectly in place. Now this is just a sandwich bag that has a large trash bag, a couple pairs of rubber gloves in here. I don't show it on camera because I don't particularly like the aesthetic of it. I don't at all like the aesthetic of it, but a lot of times where we go into, even as far back as we go sometimes, there's just garbage that people have left there where they have not kept to the mindset of leave no trace. So I keep several sets of rubber gloves on me and then some trash bags just in case I need to be able to pack out garbage that other people have left behind. With that, leave no trace, always. If you packed it in, you can easily pack it out. Your parents don't live there. And last thing in this pocket is that I keep a plastic flow orange so I don't lose it. This is where I keep all of my fishing licenses, hunting permits, all of that kind of stuff. One location easily slides down into this pocket right there. That way I make sure I always have it with me. All right, moving on to this next pocket up here. SilverAnt Titanium tent stakes. I know this is a weird thing to keep in your EDC, but all too often I need tent stakes and I just don't have them with me, or I don't have enough with me in the kit that came with the tent. These are really, really nice tent stakes. Titanium, obviously SilverAnt titanium, really, really nice. And so I just, for easy sake of keeping, I put those right here in my EDC. Now this knife is a titanium coated knife. It's got basically a file here on the back. It's got an exaggerated Tondo knife blade to the top of it. And this thing is really, really great. You guys have watched me. It's called batoning wood, where you take your wood, put it right there, take another stick, and then you can sit there and baton it down into smaller sticks. And with how thick that is and weighty, it's really just pretty much all I ever really use this for is just for batoning. I have used that file to sparking my Ferro rod before, but for the most part, batoning knife. Now, especially during the summer, I keep a pair of needle nose pliers in here. These are great for fishing. I do a lot of fly fishing, extended fly fishing trips, that kind of thing. And to be able to keep it so I can just throw it around my neck, easy access. I've got paracord here with a constrictor knot that I've tied onto the back. If you want to know how to tie that constrictor knot, fantastic knot to learn. You almost cannot untie it once you have tied it. You almost always have to cut the rope afterwards. If you want to learn how to tie that knot, I'll leave a link in the description below where I did a video on how to do that. Now this little pack right here is from Cooper's Bay, and what this is a titanium twig stove. It folds down to almost nothing. I mean, I think that's about 8 inches by 8 inches by maybe an inch and a half thick. Super, super lightweight. Of course, it's titanium, but this has come in handy on more than one occasion just to be able to have out in the woods. When you don't want to build a big fire, you just need something twig fed to be able to boil a cup of water, that kind of thing. This is 16 feet of paracord. I like paracord a lot because you can cut it down. You can use all of these different fibers to be able to, I mean, you can even fish with it if you needed to. You can make fishing line out of this. It holds 550 pounds. So this is enough to be able to string a tarp, specifically use it as a ridge line, hang my gear from, that kind of thing. Always good to be able to have rope with you. You don't know what you're going to need it for, but you always need it. Now, hanging right up here onto the molly straps, I've got my reel knife. Now this is an Ontario Blade RAT3. It's a great knife. I've had this knife for probably 20 years. And I've only ever sharpened it a handful of times. It really holds a beautiful edge to it. Fantastic knife to be able to have. And I keep this on the shoulder, just right above the shoulder strap. So that if I were to ever need it for anything, I've got it right here. Let's not put that back into the case over my shoulder. There's your safety tip for the day. Off here on the other side, I keep my canister gas with me. And this is just a fire maple canister stove sleeve that just slides right down onto it. It's leather, it's nice, keeps everything from rattling against it. And gas is notoriously not very good in extremely cold weather. So this cover helps it keeps a little bit of extra warmth in. And this SilverAnt canister stove just twists right down onto this and you're ready to go. Be able to boil water anywhere you need it. And the last thing that I've got in here is a secondary light from Workus. And yes, I carry 2 lights with me. Let me give you a bit of a backstory here. A few years back, lovely bride and I were going to go out on a 13-mile hike. It was just a simple day hike. We started out early in the morning. We were planning to be done long before dark. We talked back and forth. We almost decided to not take a headlamp with us. Wasn't going to be gone that long. Should have only taken us a few hours. The trail was really bad. Ended up taking us quite a bit longer than what we thought that it was going to do. It was midnight by the time that we got out of that trail. We had 1 headlamp between us. You will never catch this mother's son in the woods without at least 2 lights. A light and a backup. Great beam on this thing. Multiple settings. You just hold it down and it'll cycle through all of the different settings it's got. Also, actually, I can't believe I forgot to show you guys this. On the bear spray here, this trigger guard, I don't know if that'll show up or not, is glow in the dark. So you can easily find it. The bear sneaks up on you in the middle of the night. In addition to that, I always keep a couple of carabiners. These are not actual climbing carabiners. They're just thick plastic, but they're great for being able to hang your gear on different ridge lines and limbs, that kind of thing, to be able to keep things up off the ground and out of the way. I hope you guys found this EDC loadout video useful, and I hope it helps you guys build out your everyday carry. Thank you so much for watching, and until we meet again under the Old Southern Pine, stay safe. God bless.